The film commences in 1939, where we observe a girl with a cross in her hand, gazing upward as she offers a prayer during a solar eclipse, which brings light amidst darkness. Her answered prayer leads others to regard her as a savior, gathering around her with hopeful eyes, each clutching a cross. Fast forward to 1949, we meet Sister Narcissa arriving at a church adorned with bullet marks, now repurposed into a school and hostel for impoverished children. Mother Superior explains that after the war, only a few elderly church members remained, including herself, a sister, and Mother Superior. Now, the church serves as a refuge for disadvantaged children seeking education and shelter, overseen by Mother Superior. Narcissa gazes at the picture of the girl from the beginning, realizing it's none other than herself. During their conversation, it's revealed that Narcissa has come to teach the children, filling in for a sister who mysteriously departed recently. Assigned a room for her belongings, Narcissa encounters a box that refuses to move with her suitcase. Upon opening it, she finds a letter, a photo of a sister named Socorro, and a pair of scissors. Holding Socorro's photo, Narcissa adopts her name. Suddenly, the chair in front of her moves and falls with a sound, followed by loud pounding outside the door. Though she finds nobody there, she notices a new mark on the wall. Despite these odd occurrences, she proceeds to her class and introduces herself to the children, writing her name on the blackboard. Upon Narcissa writing her name on the blackboard, all the children immediately became frightened, murmuring anxiously. Rosa, one of the students, was so terrified that she had an accident. After class, Narcissa approached Rosa, inquiring why they were scared when she wrote her name. However, before Rosa could respond, her twin sister interjected, claiming she hadn't said anything to Narcissa. Returning to her room, Narcissa noticed the mark on the wall had grown slightly, but she didn't pay much heed to it. Later, Mother Superior showed her an album containing photos of deceased sisters and nuns who had worked there, with one picture missing. Narcissa realized it must be Sister Socorro, the one she found in her room. Back in her room, Narcissa gazed at Socorro's picture, and once again, the chair moved and someone knocked loudly at the door, but no one was there. Beginning to suspect a mistake, Narcissa felt perplexed by the strange occurrences. Hence, she began self-flagellation, as per their religious belief that it absolves sins. Now, consider the girls in the adjacent room. One of them awakens needing the restroom and urges Rosa to accompany her. Despite strange noises outside, Rosa dismisses them and enters the restroom with her friend. However, peculiar events unfold there too. The faucet spontaneously turns on, filling the bathtub, which then shakes violently before the water mysteriously vanishes. Discovering cut hair in the tub, Rosa senses a presence and screams in terror. This prompts another girl from the room to scream, claiming her hair was cut by someone in her sleep, with scissors found nearby. Since Rosa found the hair, suspicion falls upon her, despite her tearful denials. Yet, no one believes her protestations. The head nun subjects her to severe beatings as well. The following morning, when Narcissa arrives for class, she notices Rosa's absence. She learns that the head nun has confined Rosa in a cell as punishment. Visiting Rosa, she hears her denial, explaining that she witnessed a girl's spirit in the bathroom, which many others also heard and saw before Narcissa's arrival. Additionally, the children noticed the mark on the wall, which was later completed by the sister Narcissa replaced. This completion resulted in the sister's name appearing on the blackboard, followed by her disappearance. Rosa reveals that the children were scared when Narcissa wrote her name on the blackboard because it signifies imminent death or disappearance. Returning in the evening, Narcissa finds a sister preparing a dish resembling momos in the kitchen. When questioned, the sister claims it's breakfast for the children the next morning and offers one to Narcissa to taste. However, the taste is peculiar, and soon, blood and what she ate start emerging from her mouth, human eyes. Realizing they belong to the sister, who now appears terrifying without them, Narcissa is overwhelmed with fear and disgust. She let out a piercing scream before darting into a room, where an unseen assailant gripped her throat and body tightly, suffocating her beneath layers of fabric. Struggling against the pain, Narcissa's eyes fluttered open, realizing it was merely a haunting nightmare. However, upon awakening, she noticed the peculiar mark from earlier had expanded, morphing the figure into a more complete form, with only one limb remaining to be formed. Pushing aside her unease, Narcissa resumed her duties teaching the children, only to find them once again gripped by fear, with Rosa fleeing in terror. To comfort her, Narcissa approached Rosa, reassuring her that she was not alone. Tearfully, Rosa confided in Narcissa, claiming to see a ghostly presence everywhere. Perplexed, Narcissa held Rosa's hand and completed the drawing, hoping to dispel any fears like her predecessor had done. Yet Rosa's anxiety only intensified, insisting on a spectral figure looming behind Narcissa, though no one was there upon inspection. In a panic, Narcissa sought help from the head nun, who responded with anger, blaming her for Rosa's disappearance and demanding she leave the school. Confined to a small room, Narcissa found herself surrounded by eerie eyes and phantom hands, struggling against unseen forces seeking to harm her. With a desperate prayer to Jesus, Narcissa broke free, only to discover Rosa's lifeless body, sending her into a whirlwind of grief. As she prepared to bury Rosa, tears streamed down her face, her heart heavy with sorrow. Leaving the school behind, she was met with the onset of a solar eclipse, casting an ominous shadow over her departure. Similar to her childhood experience, darkness once again descends upon the surroundings. However, after some time, as the eclipse recedes, a brilliant light emerges. Despite remaining seated, Narcissa continues to gaze unwaveringly at the sun, not averting her eyes for even a moment. Strangely, despite losing her eyesight, she perceives everything unfolding around her. It is at this moment, amid the onset of war, that Narcissa witnesses intruders infiltrating the church, subjecting Sister Socorro to unfathomable mistreatment. Overwhelmed by sorrow, Narcissa's cries alert those around her to her newfound blindness. Consequently, they usher her into a room where she once again holds Sister Socorro's picture, reconnecting with the past. From there, she observes the aftermath of the injustice inflicted upon Socorro by the robber. Following the incident, Narcissa witnesses the birth of Sister Socorro's daughter, who is kept confined within the church by Mother Superior to safeguard its reputation. As memories flood her mind, Socorro's soul manifests before her in the present moment. At this point, Narcissa is fully aware of the extent of the injustice suffered by Sister Socorro in the past. Moved by pity, she reaches out to hold Sister Socorro's hand. In an instant, Narcissa finds herself transported back in time with Socorro, where she witnesses Socorro's daughter as a grown woman. One day, the daughter falls ill with a high fever, yet Mother Superior and the other nuns refuse to seek medical help out of fear of tarnishing the church's reputation. Instead, they confine Socorro and attempt to treat the girl's fever themselves. Their efforts prove futile as the cold water in the bathtub only worsens the situation, resulting in a tragic accident that claims the girl's life. Devastated by her daughter's death, Socorro is overwhelmed with grief and takes her own life. Narcissa is deeply troubled witnessing these events unfold in the past. Moved to action, she unlocks the room where Socorro was confined, a space that had always been off limits. With the room now open, two timelines converge, intertwining past and present. Two timelines, one from the past and one from the present, intricately linked to each other. As soon as the room is unlocked, in the past, Socorro's lifeless body is revealed hanging there, setting her spirit free to roam in the past. Meanwhile, in the present, her vengeful spirit begins haunting the trio responsible for her child's death, the Mother Superior, the head nun, and the sister. In a chilling turn of events, Socorro inflicts fatal retribution upon each of them in the past, mirroring their demise in the present. Striking the head nun in a gruesome manner leads to her demise in both timelines. Socorro's vengeance extends to the Mother Superior as well, sealing her fate in both eras. Finally, Socorro eliminates the third sister, completing her quest for justice for her daughter. The recurring falling chair in Narcissa's room serves as Socorro's attempt to communicate with her. Meanwhile, Rosa continues to see her daughter's soul. With vengeance fulfilled, peace reigns in the school. The absence of Socorro's and her daughter's souls signifies the resolution of their unrest. The scene then transitions 40 years ahead to 1991, where the once small church school has flourished. Under Narcissa's leadership, it welcomes new students and continues to thrive, marking the conclusion of the film's tale.